Imagine a sultan who distributes tons of gold by morning, only to hang the severed heads of his subjects at his palace gates by night. Imagine naked men levitating in mid-air, defying gravity without a single crane or support. Imagine elephants with a supernatural sense of justice, executing murderers while sparing the innocent. These are not fables from a fantasy novel. These are the eyewitness accounts of a man who traversed the world for 30 years. Let us connect the threads and recount his story, piece by piece. In the year 1325 AD, a 21-year-old youth named Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Tanji, later known as Ibn Battuta, left Tangier, Morocco. While his original goal was simple, performing the Hajj and visiting the Prophet's tomb, a chance encounter in Alexandria changed the trajectory of his life. He met a mystic named Burhan al-Din, who looked into the young man's eyes and prophesied, "You shall not stop at Hajj. You will reach the edges of the earth, India, China, and beyond." That idea took root. What was meant to be a months-long journey became a 30-year odyssey. After years in Arabia and Persia, Ibn Battuta set his sights on Delhi, the heart of India. He had heard of the open-door policy of Sultan Muhammad bin Tughluq. This sultan was obsessed with foreigners, whom he called the honorable strangers. In his political machinery, a foreigner was a safe component. They had no local tribe to back a coup and no family to plot a revolution. Their loyalty was bought with gold. Ibn Battuta, with his sharp legal mind, impressed the sultan and was appointed the chief judge, Qadi, of Delhi. His salary? An astronomical 12,000 gold dinars a year, equivalent to over $3 million today. At 30, the traveller was now a titan of the state, but the palace of gold smelled of death. Sultan bin Tughluq was a psychological enigma, a brilliant polymath who mastered medicine and languages, yet a man who would kill for the slightest whim. The stench of pikes at the gate was a permanent fixture. He was a man who lived in the friction between extreme generosity and calculated cruelty. Ibn Battuta recorded wonders that seemed alien to him. He described the coconut as a human head, with eyes, a mouth, and fibers resembling hair. He studied the betel leaf, noting its use as an ancient form of psychotherapy through chewing. But nothing prepared him for the Hindu yogis who seemingly levitated in the Sultan's court, moving through the air without support. An event so terrifying that Ibn Battuta fainted on the spot. He even witnessed the judgment of the elephants, where the massive beasts would sniff out a killer in a crowd, crushing the guilty while ignoring the innocent. In a land ruled by a mercurial sultan, safety was an illusion. After a brief imprisonment and a brush with execution, Ibn Battuta realized the gold was not worth his head. When the sultan ordered him to be the ambassador to China, he accepted immediately, not out of duty, but as an escape. However, the road was treacherous. Bandits ambushed his caravan, stripping him of everything, even his clothes. For 7 days he wandered the Indian forests, naked, starving, and on the brink of death. Out of nowhere, a man appeared, carried him to safety, fed him, and whispered, "Do you remember Burhan al-Din in Alexandria? I am his brother. I knew you would come here." This mysterious network of scholars and mystics spanning continents acted like a hidden power grid in the ancient world, a precursor to what some might call a global brotherhood. The survivor, diplomat, and now a political fugitive, Ibn Battuta couldn't return to the Sultan empty-handed, and he couldn't reach China alone. He fled to the sea. But the waves had their own plans. A storm cast him onto a nameless island, the Dibat al-Mahal, or the Maldives. This was the end of part 1. Ibn Battuta had learned that travel is not a hobby. It is a confrontation with death. Join us in part 2, where the ocean turns this fugitive into a judge once again, as we explore a society of topless women and face the ghost ship that demands a virgin sacrifice.